What is going on, guys? Gabriel Aguiar here, and today let's see a few of the most common questions I've received over the years. And if you have one, feel free to ask below, because there's probably going to be a second video about it, since I have a bunch more questions that I've received. So let's go. The first one is very common. How do I make this effect loop? It only happens one time. How do I make it loop? Well, on the particle systems, normally there's this toggle, so it loops. You can turn that on, that's the first step. And with that turned on, you want to make sure that the emission is a rate, continuous rate over time or a rate over distance. Normally with these two changes, the effect will keep on looping. And you can control the duration of that set loop, right? Another very common question I get is, why my effect is not glowing as much as yours? Why it isn't as bright as yours? Well, and that's because of Bloom, a post-processing effect that you can easily add to your scene, for example in Unity with right-click, global volume, and then create a profile and add the bloom. And adjust the values as you wish, and there you have it. You have glow, you have bloom. Unreal also has it, and Godot also has post-processing effects. It's very useful and it will look nice. This happens a lot. Whenever I move the effect, there's no particles left behind. Why is that? Well, the effects have two space orientation modes: the world position and the local position. Local means it follows itself. However, in world space, it follows the world coordinates. Basically, the particles will be fixed in the world. It's not following itself, which means particles will look like they are left behind whenever a projectile passes. I have this weird artifact on my texture when I apply it to the mesh. What is this? How to solve it? Probably it's the way your texture is wrapping. You can set it to repeat or to clump, among other options, but if you set it to clamp, probably it will solve that. Also, making sure the texture has nothing painted on that area where the artifact was is also one way to guarantee that everything is fine. Also, making sure the UVs are properly done, and by that I mean it doesn't overlap or it doesn't go outside of its boundaries. It can also solve the artifact itself. Another question is, my shader only renders one side of the 3D model. Why is that? Well, usually there's this culling mode where you can decide if the shader renders the front face, the back face, or both. Sometimes it's also called two-sided or render face. And if you switch that to both, your shader now is rendering the front and back face of the same mesh. Another question is, I have created a shader graph in Unity and it doesn't work on the scene view. Why is that? Well, either you need to turn on animated materials or always refresh on this drop down menu in the scene view, or because, believe it or not, you may have forgotten to save your shader graph. It happens more times than you may think, yeah. Another basic question I get is, I made a mesh, but when applying the texture, it's rotated in the wrong direction. Why? Because the texture isn't facing the same direction as the UV maps of the 3D model you created. You can either rotate the texture in Krita or in Photoshop, or go back to Blender or Maya where you created the 3D model and rotate the UVs. That's it. And if you add a twist in the UVs, you get a twist in the texture also. Pretty cool. Another very common question that people sometimes is, does this effect work in 2D? Well, yes. The very basic answer is yes, it will work. The only difference is that in 2D you don't have the Z-axis. So probably you need to rotate your effect in some way that it's visible on the only two axes you have in 2D. But it usually works, yes. One of the questions that I see a lot is, does Unity VFX Graph work in mobiles? No, not yet. It doesn't work yet, but it is on the roadmap of Unity. Because mobile phones don't have compute shaders, most of them, and VFX Graph needs that to work. Another question that I get is, what are the softwares you use to create visual effects for games? Well, Besides the game engine Unity, Unreal or Godot, I use Blender to create 3D models and to manipulate the UV maps. I also use Krita for drawing textures and any kind of image manipulation that I need. That's very useful. And then Material Maker to create procedurally generated textures based on nodes. It's very powerful and it allows me to create textures like these crazy circles or like these marks on the ground. It's awesome. Another software I use is OpenToonz for frame-by-frame animation for flipbooks, and it's awesome what you can do with frame-by-frame animation. OpenToonz comes in really handy. And then of course each engine has its own particle system. Unity has VFX Graph and the particle system, Unreal has Niagara, and Godot has the 3D GPU particle system. And each one of these engines also has a tool to create shaders, node-based tool. It's very useful because shaders are a core part of visual effects. So that's it. Another question that I get is, I have the visual part of the effect done, but now how do I detect collisions with enemy? Well, you need to code those interactions. Normally, the effect is attached to another object that is moving via code. That way it becomes much easier to attach colliders. Normally a box collider or a sphere collider, a very primitive collider, very basic one. Sometimes there's even more than one collider to be more precise with the effect, right? It's very common. And yeah, you have the code that moves the effects and it detects if it has hit something and then spawns an impact effect or something like that. But if for some reason you cannot have the code move the effect because you cannot mimic the same motion, well, you can always animate the colliders. It's not ideal, but you can still do that. And you can even animate the size of the colliders so it fits even more, so it's even more precise with the effects. So that's it, folks. Thanks for sharing your questions with me. Feel free to ask a few more below in the comments because probably there's going to be another video. We'll see. These videos are possible thanks to the support of my patrons. They are amazing, and by becoming a member you get access to a huge library of visual effects that you can use in your games. And as usual, a quick shout out to the top tier patrons, which are Encrad Beater, Alan Alsted, Ashkan Kalkali, David Molina, Diagmar, AKB, Frosty40, Goobles, Grub Lab, Ivan Jakub, Jade, Jinuga4, Casey Miller, Kevin Wong, Leandro Di Ricio, Leon Holt, Mark Annan, Matt Moore, Oitsk, Phil Kozel, Pierre Mario Roux, Pradip Sen, Saynofer, Sean Aguilar, The Static Samurai, Vulcan, Verisuta, Whatever Marta, Will Polion, Zao Barcade, and Min J. Kim. Thank you all very much for your support. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.